Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday, the 2nd of September. In a very odd setting today, doing this one on the road, but with Tropical Storm Lee in the backyard, we thought it would be important to produce one today, so we'll take a pause from the travels and take a look at what's happening. We'll start with the Skycam network, and obviously the coastal Skycam locations will be of great interest in coming days. That's the Gulf Shores Skycam, and conditions have been steadily deteriorating down there today with wind and rain, and they could easily see over 10 inches of rain over the next few days. Mobile and Baldwin counties under flash flood watches now, as are the counties in the Florida Panhandle, coastal Mississippi, and southeast Louisiana. This is the Daphne Skycam, light rain falling there. Daphne, of course, is up on the eastern shore of Mobile Bay. We'll go back down to the coast. That's the Dauphin Island Skycam we have. That's at the southern tip of Mobile County. Not too far from Gulf Shores as the crow flies. And again, rain has been falling throughout much of the day today. And again, the rain will only get heavier in coming hours and days. And obviously, Lee is the big story. Other than that, just kind of hot around the nation with the westerlies up on the Canadian border. Now, these numbers are at 11 o'clock. Again, I had to grab some of these images earlier today, and at that point we had low 90s, and more than likely we're in the mid-90s at mid-afternoon, about where we thought we would be. There's a look at the current watches down to the south. Tropical storm warnings up for the coast of Louisiana and Mississippi, and that will be extended over into Alabama and northwest Florida, as well as flash flood watches, as soaking rains will be the story with this thing. Convective outlook for the rest of today and tonight. Got a slight risk of severe weather up north and tomorrow. Again, Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit. Well, that's the graphic that catches everybody's attention. This is the QPF chart, the precipitation forecast for the next 5 days, valid through Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock. And this is showing the bullseye down around New Orleans of 17 inches. And big-time numbers up this way now. 6.5 inches or 6.2 inches around the shoals, and this is suggesting rainfall amounts between 4 and 6 inches for much of north and central Alabama. Doesn't matter where you live. This rain will be very widespread, soaking, tropical, and beneficial after this incredibly dry August. We'll take that, but needless to say, even with the dry soil, we could have some flash flooding problems even this far inland. And a big bullseye over around Asheville, North Carolina, with 10 inches there. They'll have some orographic effect where the rain could be even heavier up there. All right, there you go. This was the graphic as of late this morning. And again, TD13 is now Tropical Storm Lee. We have Katia in the Atlantic, and we had that disturbance that is well east of Cape Cod. And again, that's more of a hybrid up there. First off, Katia in the Atlantic. It has regained hurricane strength based on satellite estimates. Sustained winds estimated at 75 miles an hour. Here's the track. It's still expected to become a major hurricane by the middle of next week. Wednesday morning, it's between Hispaniola and Bermuda. And you note that bend back to the west, but again, there is a very good chance this will not affect the United States. It might be close enough for rough surf and riptides on the upper Atlantic coast, but again, we'll take a look at the longer range modeling on Katia here in just a moment. There's a look at Tropical Storm Lee in the Gulf of Mexico. Modeling, again, steering currents are weak. This thing is moving at only about 5 miles an hour, just slowly creeping up into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama in coming days. It's going to take a long time to get this thing through here. And the big threat, it's the rain and the flooding potential. The models generally don't bring this up to a hurricane, and I don't think it reaches hurricane status. I know that you've got the SHIPS model that does, but other than that, most models keep it as a tropical storm. Thought I'd show you the RPM accumulated rain through 72 hours. So this would be through September 5th at 7 a.m. local time. That would be Monday morning. And again, it's got the little donut hole around Selma and Demopolis. I don't think you can account for that. I think everybody gets those big rains. That's showing, of course, the white. That's over 16 inches of rain for Gulf Shores and Pensacola and Destin. And just huge numbers for the rest of the Deep South. Again, this is going to break your dry spell right here. And again, serious flooding issues could easily develop over coastal Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. And really, this QPF is displaced from the inset, or the HPC guys. It's displaced more to the east. Right, Alabama's Gulf Coast is basically in the bullseye of those huge rains down there. And again, there's the track. It's just in of Tropical Storm Lee. This is the current track as of 1 o'clock this afternoon, the intermediate advisory. They bring it up to around Clanton Wednesday morning as a depression. And just forget those dots. It doesn't matter. This is going to be a big rain mass. And that center line is just not that important. This will be a big soaker for Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, the Florida Panhandle, coastal Mississippi, and southeast Louisiana. We'll get in here and check the GFS. This is the output, the 12Z run, valid at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. You can see a big trough coming down through the northern states, and down below that, Lee is sitting on the Louisiana coast tomorrow evening. The GFS has the main rain shield from near Greenville, Mississippi to Livingston, Alabama to near Greenville and Florala, south of that line. Now, there could be showers north of that line tomorrow afternoon. You know, for the Alabama game, the Auburn game, college football kicks off. Could there be a shower? Yes, but we don't expect the widespread soaking tropical rain until Sunday. So I just don't think rain will be a big problem. And again, there could be a shower, but the big soaking rains will be down to the south. We'll take a look at Sunday, and there you go. We get awfully wet. Lee is just drifting up toward Baton Rouge. We're in the moist side, the east side of the circulation. Highs only in the low 80s. Good soaking rain falling. There's a look at Monday. The GFS has Lee near Demopolis. Heaviest rains north of the circulation center around the shoals. And I'll say this, once these things get inland, you can have some pretty elongated, odd-looking rain patterns on radar. Where this stuff lines up exactly, we don't know that yet, but certainly we'll highlight a soaking rain there. And by Tuesday, the GFS kind of winds the whole thing down. Other runs have kept it very wet on Tuesday, and I think based on the slow motion and the moisture or the precipitable water values with this thing, we better keep a good chance of rain going on Tuesday as well. And then Wednesday, things begin to taper off, maybe a few lingering showers. There's Katia off in the Atlantic, off to the east. Thursday looks pretty dry. And Friday, a week from today, look at the trough over the east. And down below that, this run has Katia awfully close to Cape Cod and the New England coast. That's a pretty big hurricane. That's going to make those folks a little nervous up there. And then on the 10th, it's lifting out toward the Canadian Maritimes. But I checked the European Friday, and it's farther out to sea with Katia. It's got it east of North Carolina, and it recurves it well east of New England. So we'll keep an eye on that. But again, for now, it looks like that one will still stay offshore. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. My next video will be up at some point on Labor Day on Monday. Brian Peters, the internationally beloved meteorologist, will have the updates tomorrow and Sunday. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.
Being Alabama's news leader means digging deeper to get you the facts, working harder so you have all sides of the story, and not being afraid to tell the truth. Every day you award us by making ABC 3340 Alabama's most watched news. And now the Associated Press has named us Alabama's most outstanding news operation. That's 9 times since 1996, more than all other stations combined. And that's 9 more reasons you should trust the news leader. ABC 3340.